and welcome to my channel. My name is Jocelyn and you are watching part 2 of my makeup organization and declutter-ish video. I'm bending over because I'm starting up where I left off in my last video. So if you didn't see that, definitely check the link and don't forget to watch that one first. That one I went through my foundations, primers, powders, blushes, bronzers, highlighters, some eyeliners, mascaras, that kind of stuff, and decided what I was going to keep and what I wasn't going to keep. For a recap, this was everything I got rid of in part 1. I mean, it's a hefty amount of things. I did a massive declutter at the beginning of 2017 where I got rid of about 50% of my collection. So, I mean, this is pretty good. If you're here for a giant declutter video, you're not gonna find that in this video. You will find that though if you check out my other declutter videos from last year. I got rid of so much. In this video, we're gonna be going through single eyeshadows, eyeshadow palettes, and lip products. So this video isn't probably gonna be super short, so let's go ahead and just get on into it. Alright, so starting with my smaller eyeshadow palettes. So I'm going to be putting anything I'm getting rid of in this little box right here. So, I mean, I've got an assortment of things right here. Let's go ahead and I feel like in these videos, a talk through would be more appreciated. So, starting off, I have this Viseart palette. This is the Theory 2 Minx. This is actually fairly new to my collection. I bought this because, one, I've heard great things about the Viseart shadows, but also these are all shades that I know I will wear and love. So I didn't want anything too crazy, this expensive. I wanted to make sure that if I was spending this much money that I would pick something that I was going to use. I'm definitely holding on to this. Something else I know I'm holding on to is this Naked Basics 2 palette. It's just a really generic palette that I can go into for any transition shades. So I'm holding on to that. I also have this ColourPop palette. I'm probably going to pop these shades out because it's really easy to do that because I find that I don't love this combination. I mean, it came together like this and I love these shadows. I just would prefer them with different shades. So I'm definitely holding on to this. Next, something else I know I'm holding on to is this Too Faced palette. It is very well used. I might actually try and pan this year or hit more pan. I've only hit pan in this one shade. I love this. This is my first splurge palette. At the time when I was starting out, this is the Naturalized palette. Definitely holding on to that. So these Makeup Forever ones I actually really like. I don't love them in these little things. I think these are cute, but I don't find that I reach for these shades too much because they're in these little palettes. So I'm probably going to depot them from this and put them in Z palettes, but I'm definitely going to keep them because they're really good shadows and I like them. Okay, let's see. All right, so last declutter, I was supposed to depot these palettes. Just like opening this up, I'm like, ooh, wow, look at these colors. They're so pretty, but I never reach for this. Okay, so I actually just depotted the shades that I wanted out of these palettes. I just did it, took care of it, problem solved. I can now get rid of these. Okay, let's see, moving on. This is a Pure Cosmetics palette. Let me just make sure, wow, that all of these shades are still performing well. And they are, so I'm definitely gonna hold on to this. I have this little Maybelline palette that I got from my cousin. These shades are actually surprisingly good for drugstore. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this. I have 2 palettes left. I have this Milani and then a Becca. This Milani is definitely one of the best eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore in my opinion. These are what the shades look like. This is in the Earthy Elements. So I'm gonna hold on to this. This one. You know, I really like Jaclyn Hill. I really like Becca. I really don't like this palette. I tried to like it and I thought I did, but every time I use it, I never like what I come out with. This shade I want to love, but it honestly sucks so bad. These shades aren't that great. These shades are really not that great. As much as I want to keep this for the sake of having this collection when it was only very limitedly released, it's just, I'm never going to use it. I don't really want it cluttering up my collection. I do love the packaging, but I just, there's no point in keeping it if I can't use it and I don't want to use it. So there it goes into the bin. Bye-bye. So I went ahead and popped those shades that I depotted into this Z palette. I do have some of these Z palettes. I am not gonna go through my single eyeshadows. I have 4 Z palettes. This is the one I use for traveling. This one holds my blushes. I do have this extra one, and then this is my favorite Z palette that I have. It's from Etsy. It has this cute little artistic fox on it. It's from a company called Glam Tech. I do actually also have a ton of of ColourPop single shadows that I need a home for. I am not going to go through these. This would be just a whole nother video, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep these for now. I probably do need to go through them, but again, for now, I'm going to hold on to all of them. Oh, I forgot, I have another Z palette. Keeping this for now also. Alright, so these are all of the palettes I have. Really, I mean, it's a good amount. It's a lot, you know. It's not a lot. And most of these I'm going to keep. So for example, all of the Naked palettes I'm keeping. The only one I don't have is the Naked Smoky, and I got rid of that during my last declutter. I love all of these, keeping all of these. The Naked 2 is actually one of my first palettes. It's got a little bit of use in it. I think I might work on panning this year because it's one of the oldest palettes in my collection. I'm also keeping both of my Too Faced palettes. I have the Sweet Peach and I have the Chocolate Bar. I love both of these, keeping them. Absolutely keeping the Huda Beauty. This is new to my collection. It's nothing like anything else I have and I love it. These two palettes by Anastasia I'm definitely keeping. So I have the Modern Renaissance, of course, and the Master Palette by Mario. The ColourPop and Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette is new to my collection. I absolutely love the packaging. I love the shades. I love Kathleen. I love ColourPop. So, I mean, why would I get rid of it? Next, I have a couple Tarte palettes. This first one is the Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette, volume 1, I think. I think this might be the original one. I could definitely be wrong. That's what the shades look like. I love this packaging. Definitely gonna keep this. Along with, of course, the Tartelette in Bloom. It's a classic. Holding on to. Yes, I know. I haven't gotten rid of anything yet, okay? But the Lorac Pro. This was in one of my project pans last year and I just didn't love using it. I felt like I kept coming up with the same shades. I mean, I kept dipping into kind of the similar shades. There are some in here that I really love, like Beige and Snow down here. I really love, and I also love Rosé, but I think I can find these somewhere else in my collection. I just don't love this palette. I mean, it served me well. I feel like I got quite a bit of use out of it. I am gonna pass this along. Or probably just throw it away because it's pretty much used and abused. Okay, so I have two Morphe palettes, a Makeup Geek and a NARS. Let's move on to the Makeup Geek. This is the Makeup Geek and Manium UA. I really like this palette. I'm going to hold on to it. And I'm going to keep both of these Morphe palettes. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I have my little key taped up here. I really like this palette. I'm holding on to it. And then my Morphe palette, this is the Morphe 35O, the classic. I really like this. I, like most people, find warm shades work really well for me, so this is just a good palette to have. This palette is one of my biggest regrets. This is the Narcissist Loaded palette. This is what the inside looks like. Now, you might think, well, these looks like some beautiful shades, and I mean, you're not entirely wrong. This shade right here is really cool. Yep, this shade right here is really beautiful. I don't like this palette. I don't like looking at this palette. I don't like the looks that I come up with. And I've heard that elsewhere. And it sucks because I spent so much money on it. I think someone else could give this a better home. I have so many palettes in my collection that I already love. I don't know why I would hold on to something that I don't love and I don't love using and it makes me feel bad every time I see it. I might just pass it along to one of my friends who, again, will give it a better home. So yes, I only got rid of 2, but last year I got rid of like half of my eyeshadow palettes. That's not too bad, if I do say so myself. So next up we have my face palettes. This one right here is actually both a face palette and an eyeshadow palette. I love this, and honestly, I love all of these, and I'm not getting rid of any of them, and I'm not even mad about it. This is a highlighter palette. This is a contour and highlight palette. Of course, the Shade and Light. This is a blush palette from this last winter, and it's also got 2 highlighters in there. And then this is an Hourglass palette. I love them all. I don't want to part with any of them, so I'm not gonna. Alright everyone, so we are moving on to single eyeshadows, and I thought I would do my non-ColourPop single eyeshadows first. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this part because I think going through each and every one might be too much. Let me get started. Well, I'm only getting rid of two, and it's these two Milani. I have a purple one that I have a dupe for, and then just this regular, let's see, Bella Cappuccino. It just wasn't anything exciting, so both of those are gonna go. I mean, I don't have two, I mean, okay, this is a lot, but I think they're all unique enough to want to hold on to, so I'm gonna keep them all. Again, in my last declutter videos, I just feel like I need to say this because if people came here hoping that I was gonna get rid of a million things, that's not what this video is solely about, and I got rid of so much at the beginning of last year, so that does exist on my channel if you're interested, but this is not a hardcore declutter video. Alright everyone, so as you can probably tell, I love ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I have quite a few, and I have quite a few favorites. I got rid of a lot last time, so I'm not sure how many I'm gonna get rid of this time, but let me just do a quick run through of them and then tell you any that I'm getting rid of. If there's any that you want to know a little bit more about, or if you want to know my favorites or anything like that, let me know down in the comments below, but let me just, there's a lot here, so let me just kind of get through it. Alright, I just ran out of space on my memory card, so if it looks a little different, that is why. I just want to take a moment to say that Muse is one of my favorite ColourPop shadows. I just think that's gorgeous. Alright everyone, so these are the shades that I am keeping. I actually got rid of a lot more than I thought I was going to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got rid of 8 shadows. Most of them, if not all of them, were just dried up, or I just really didn't like the way they looked every time I used them. So I wanted to get them out, or I had an alternative in my collection somewhere else that I am keeping. So these are all the shades, but many less than I used to have. So to finish up, eye products, I do have a few just kind of miscellaneous things. Whoop. I have 2 glitter pigments here from MAC. I have black and brown, is that what it's called? Blue brown, and then this shade Melon. I'm going to keep both of these. I think these are both gorgeous. And then I have a NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the shade white. Let me just make sure. Yep, it still works. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm also holding on to this crayon pencil in the shade Rose Gold by Laura Mercier. I think this is really pretty all over the eye. It's just a champagne color, nothing more. Let me just swatch it right there for you. That's what it looks like. I also have an Urban Decay Liquid Moon Dust eyeshadow. Let's swatch that. I think it looks really, really cool, so I'm gonna hold on to this. The only other thing that I'm going to get rid of is this little 5-in-1 Bare Minerals BB Advanced Eyeshadow. I just never use it, and I never think I will, so. Alright, so the last time I did a lipstick declutter, I organized it by brand and type. This time I wanted to organize it by color. These are only my lipsticks. I'm gonna do my liquid lipsticks next. So here up at the top, I have some neutrals or nude-ish colors. In the middle, I have some kind of everyday or mauve-y or rosy tones, some of my favorite tones. And then down here, I have got reds and some purples. I'm gonna go ahead and start at the top and then work my way down. And again, there's so many here that I'm just gonna kind of go through it and then recap with you in a moment. Well, alrighty then. This is everything I'm keeping, starting over here and all of this, and I'm getting rid of everything over here. Definitely, I think more than I was expecting, but I'm happy with it. Definitely very happy with it. I know, I missed these 3 ColourPop. They were just kind of chilling. Let me go through these real fast. Okay, now they're finished. Let me clean this up and then we'll do liquid lipsticks. All right, everyone, here are all of my liquid lipsticks. I organized this again by some of the more neutral shades up top and then some reds, purples, and just kind of deeper shades at the bottom. There's definitely quite the mixture in here, so let me just kind of get into it. Alright, so that is the end of my liquid lipstick declutter part. These are all the ones that I am getting rid of. These are all the ones that I'm keeping. There's a lot of ColourPop back here, a lot of my favorite, mostly satin liquid lipsticks. I've got some Ofra, some Stila, some Morphe, some Jeffree Star, some Kat Von D, Ciate, and just a kind of a few other random ones, but I think I did pretty good. Definitely a lot better than I thought I was going to, so here we have it. I forgot to mention a couple specialty things that I have not in my collection. I guess they're a part of my collection, but they're not in any of my drawers. The first is the Wizardry and Witchcraft palette. I got this for Christmas from, I think it was for Christmas, from my best friend. This is what it looks like. It is the cutest little palette. It looks like a book. I keep it on my vanity just kind of for show. I also use it occasionally, but I just think it is the most adorable thing and I just can't bring myself to put it in a drawer, so I keep it on display. And then I also have these 2 little lipsticks. The first is a MAC collection. This is Cinderella, and then the other one is a Minnie Mouse lipstick. It was a Disney and Sephora collaboration. It's got this cute little mini charm. So these just kind of sit on top of my vanity. They're just kind of these little extra fun little things, so I'm not decluttering them. I just wanted to show you. Alright, so that takes care of me going through all of my makeup and kind of decluttering it, taking stock in what I already have. Sorry, my cat just climbed around my tripod, so it wobbled a little bit. Next, I have to go through and organize it, and then also pick out things that I want to use for my project pan, because I am going to be starting one of those. So don't forget to subscribe down below to make sure you don't miss out on those videos. If you want to see the final version of my makeup collection and where everything is going to go and how I'm going to organize it, that is going to be in the next video. Don't forget to like this video if you liked this video, and until next time, thank you so much for watching.